but he started this series on doubt, and he didn't start with, we all doubt, and it's okay to doubt. You just can't stay there, and it can't lead to despair. He started more with overcoming doubt with confidence and in the faith. He jumped straight to the solution, to the back end of where we want to be once we realize we're struggling with doubt. And I was surprised and a little disappointed that he didn't start with, the first thing to know when you have doubts is you're not alone. Everyone has doubts. Um, and that's okay. Not in the sense that stay in your doubts, in this, like in the same way that you could say everybody sins, and so the fact that you sin is, okay is the wrong word, because obviously it's not okay that we sin, but there's nothing unique about the fact that I sin. One of the beautiful things about confession is going and telling another human being out loud the most shameful things in your life, and they're not shocked. They're not offended. They're not disappointed because they've heard it all before from somebody, probably from me the last time as well. But that goes a long way toward humility, because I think sometimes where we struggle a lot with repentance is this kind of inverse pride that, like, my sins are so unique, God can't forgive me. And so I love confession from that point of view. It's a good reminder to me that my sins are pretty mundane. And that's in some ways what makes them dangerous, is I can delude myself into thinking they're just not that big a deal. Or I can convince myself that they're so unique that they can't be forgiven and I can't change. And so confession is so wonderful in dealing with those two extremes. But anyway, so doubt. This again, I think is part of why I'm fascinated with the story of Joseph is, again, and we live in such a skeptical culture that Joseph really does speak to that. And again, for particularly for men, and we have such a weird culture right now going on with what's going on with men, particularly young men, and trying to find a new equilibrium for what it means to be a man without being a wuss and without being a jerk. And we're struggling with that. And I feel like Joseph does such a great job of giving us, again, that place of actually just being a virtuous person by mostly being quiet. And so that we can start with his, and as we see in this image, we can start with his moment of doubt.